Hello everybody and welcome to another video, the next video in our Who Is series. As always, you're joining me today to learn more about the theme behind the spirit of the day. And in so doing, each time we learn more about each spirit, we improve our playstyle and enjoyment of the game and ultimately help us become better spirits. Right, well, guys, it's been a while. It feels like it's been a while. It's only been a week, but I'm really glad to be here with you. Sorry that the video is released a bit later, but I will always try to release it on the Friday every week if I can. Now, at the end of last week's episode, I gave a little clue, and the clue was plays differently. This spirit we're talking about plays differently, has to be in position before he can strike. Now, obviously, I think you know from the thumbnail who we're talking about, but I hope you were able to deduce that, of course, we're talking about some spirit which needs to have setup in order to have the payoff. Okay, now, you could probably say that about a lot of different spirits in this game, but I think none more so in many, many ways than Sharp Fangs Behind the Leaves. So let's have a look at our favorite Panther spirit. For any of you who love the Predator series, you're gonna love this spirit, okay? Absolutely gonna love this spirit. Think ambush predator, okay? Think stalker, skulking in the jungles, or in fact in any land, but mostly, of course, in the jungles. Why not? Of course, he resides there. He's a beast, okay? He needs the leaves and the shrubbery to kind of hide him. One with the beasts, needs to be in the land. Once the preparation has happened, boom, he jumps you. He attacks the invaders, and he deals with them. An excellent spirit. Honestly, I loved the idea behind this spirit. I kind of thought, wow, the theme of this sounds really cool, but it really took a long time for me to understand how to play the spirit, because for me, the theme was quite strong. I mean, you know, just it evokes a very strong theme. But because the mechanical playstyle is quite key to understanding how to play the spirit and to really unlocking the strength behind the spirit, I think it goes hand in hand with the theme. And if you think you get the theme but you can't fulfill that in the game with the mechanics, it loses something. So this is a very interesting spirit where the theme and the mechanics are very, very baked in together, and you really need to play a few games with this spirit in order to really get it. But hopefully the discussion of the theme behind this spirit will really get you interested and get you going. But there is a lot of nuance with this guy, which is why, off the bat, I will say that the complexity of this spirit is totally not moderate, which is what it's suggested on the spirit panel. We'll get onto that, but I do not think it's moderate. Certainly not for new players. Okay, let's start with the sound effect. And as always, Handelabra, creators of the digital game, honestly, they've knocked it out the park with so many of the lovely features, the music, the sound effects, but listen to this. Oh, let's hear it again. Oh yeah, let's hear it one more time. Doesn't it just make you want to just be a beast and just... I mean, that's what you see when you hear this guy, right? Like, I'll get you. Oh, so good. Okay, let's spin this board around and let's talk about the lore. Okay, so actually, for the sake of time, we're going to skip the second one. I'm not going to go through it like I normally do. The reason being is because all it really says is, I don't mind the Dahan. That's really all it's saying. This is a spirit that doesn't hate the Dahan. It's not going to try to kill them. Doesn't necessarily make much use of them. It kind of says, alright, you're there. It's okay. You do you, I'll do me. That's kind of what it's saying, okay? Really cool lore, though, talking about how it used to hunt the Dahan, but then the Dahan fought them back, especially with twin sisters and brother. Maybe that was Thunderspeaker early days, and then the spirit said, all right, bit of respect. So pretty cool. But this first paragraph, a predator spirit of the jungles, a stalker and hunter of animal and human alike, Wherever it lives, savage beasts emerge to hunt, and the jungle grows dark and ominous. There is so much in here. First of all, jungle's animal. This is a spirit where you are going to find you are restricted in your growth. Very restricted in your growth. You seem to be able to expand with a large range, but your growth is restricted to jungles and where animals exist, where beast tokens are. You have to think about that when you're actually setting up the game. Okay, there's a lot of nuance. We'll talk about that later. The next bit, wherever it leaves, savage beasts emerge. Absolutely agree. It can create beasts, but also because one of its special rules, it can actually become a beast as well. So you will be using beast tokens and you can create more beasts. And then finally, the jungle grows dark and ominous. I think that's a little hint towards the fact that this spirit, I mean, look at him. Quite a fear-inducing spirit. Just from these unique cards, they're a bit situational and conditional, but if you trigger it all, you actually can generate 6 fear from his starter cards, his unique cards, and then 2 more fear from one of his innates. That's not to mention the damage he can do as well. So, yeah, quite a lot of fear, actually, inherent in this spirit. Setup, really interesting. 1 presence and an extra beast on the highest number jungle on your starting board, and then you add another presence into a land with a beast anywhere on the island. So in a multiplayer game, that can be on your colleague spirit's board where the beast is there. You can add the presence there. This is really flexible. Okay, really cool and flexible. Now, let's talk about this. Complexity, no chance is this a moderate spirit. Absolutely no chance. This is a high complex spirit. And the more I play it, the more I think it really, like, even when you understand this spirit and you get the theme and you think you're, okay, I'm a spirit, you know, I'm a Sharp Fangs kind of guy. Even then, there's so much nuance and you can easily forget something or get yourself into a situation that you didn't expect, or an event can come up and really mess you up, and it really can set you back quite a lot. This is not a spirit for the lighthearted. However, the payoff is amazing. The summary of powers, offense, I think is higher. Let's talk about defense and offense together. Sun Tzu said, apparently, the best defense is a good offense, or something like that, akin to that. I think this is a spirit that really incorporates that, embodies that. He has no traditional baked-in defense, absolutely none. He's got no ability to remove blight, and we'll talk about blight later, which is another kind of different way to consider defense. He is all offense, okay? And so what you're trying to do here is actually, I think you would lower this defense bar and you would increase the offense. Now, the offense is conditional, but if you can use the spirit properly and the beasts in this spirit properly, you can do a lot of damage, all right? The control is phenomenal. Actually, I think that bar is really good because there's only pretty much one control option you have. You've got also control of the beasts, which they're incorporating into this, and that is a relatively good amount of control. Not as high as some spirits, but pretty good control of the beasts. But what you do also have is one of the best unique cards in the game for control of invaders. Really exceptional card. Fear, absolutely agree. I think it's smack on right there. This is a fear-inducing spirit. If you want to, you can really flex into and use the fear aspect of this spirit. I mean, that's a scary-ass spirit. If you're camping somewhere in the woods or whatever, and you saw that, especially if it was getting into like nighttime and you just saw the eyes and the teeth, I mean, hello, I'd get out of there, faster than lightning. I'd be off. I'd be gone. I wouldn't be waiting around. This is a fear-inducing spirit. Very. Not as much as some, but it really does induce fear. And the utility, I think, is way lower than it should be. Utility, in my opinion, is not just what you're doing to and for other spirits, but what you can do on the board and how you can manipulate the state on the board, not just with control options, but maybe with the use of tokens and so on. Because he can use a lot of beasts, and he puts a lot of beasts up, not only does that come in handy with, some power cards, but also event cards. Event cards can come, and actually they do amazing stuff if the beast cards come up there. So I think the utility is higher. So I think, yeah, much lower defense. Do not think of him as defensive spirit at all. He is offense, and so if you can offensively think about stopping a land from being a problem, then yes, there's an inherent baked-in defense there, but it's not the defense that you're used to. And control and fear. Let's flip it around, shall we? Okay. So let's talk about the growth options first of all. Why is it not doing anything? There we go. First and foremost, what's the theme behind the growth options? A viewer actually commented and said, hey, maybe a bit more theme in the actual cards as well. And so I thought I've been doing that, but I also thought, first I'll redouble my efforts there, but also, how else can I bring theme into this? Actually, the growth options, a lot of them, there's a lot of theme there. First of all, here, jungles and beasts. That's the only place you can add your presence. And it's the only option to add presence. Now, he is a pick 2 spirit of the growth, in the growth option. He's from Branch and Claw. And the other one was also Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds, pick 2. So you do get to choose to, unlike a friend of mine who did not do this, who did not realize this, and was picking one option and felt, instead of this, he was using a spirit more like meow, because he thought, well, I can't do anything. Yeah. Read, guys. It's growth pick 2. Okay, so first and foremost, yeah, there's the theme. He can only get into jungles and where his beasts are. Okay, very important. Secondly, if he's waiting around, he's an ambush predator. Remember, he's an ambush predator. You have to be in the land, you have to get ready, and then pounce. So he gets a little bit of extra help for that. He can get extra energy, and he can get an extra boost of energy and extra power. If he's ready to pounce and he's wanting to play a particular card and he's wanting to do something really cool, he can get a huge boost of energy to do that. Just like a predator in the wild, just waiting and then pouncing with lots of energy. Okay? So there's a great amount of theme already in here. What about this? Hidden behind a gatekeeping energy cost of 1, you have your reclaim card option and you get a little bonus of getting a power card. What? Why would they? Yeah. When you are reclaiming, you have to pay for it. So thinking about from a theme point of view, you're the stalker, you're the predator, right? If you wait around too long, if you don't have the cards in play to be able to enact something now, and you need to take time to get them back, which is kind of what reclaiming is doing. It's stopping you from doing other things, okay? It's blocking you from doing other actions, perhaps these two or something. Putting presence out and gaining power or whatever, or getting a big boost and putting presence again. You're actually changing that, so you're waiting a bit longer. Well, you might be found out. The prey might find you, or the wind may rustle, and and you might be detected or whatever. So that's how I like to look at this, as a kind of gatekeeping option. That's what it costs you. It could cost you energy because you're waiting around. Pretty cool. I like that. I really like that. Presence tracks are honestly some of the best in the game. Really, really are. Finishing at 4 energy and 5 card plays. He gets 2 reclaim options as well. And this is just a reclaim 1, by the way, nothing else. So it's 2, 3 reclaim, 4, 5 reclaim 1. There's 2 reclaims in 1 presence track, which kind of compensates a little bit for this gatekeepery aspect of this growth. The top energy track here as well, you've got a few elements as well. Each one is so important because they trigger and help to trigger the most important innate power as far as you're concerned. And it's the key to actually using him properly. Every single spot of the presence track is wanted, and when you get it, you feel good. The only one potentially that is a bit of it's annoying is here, the card play. But in a way, I like to look at that from a theme point of view as, he's getting in position. He's not just, going go full out straight away. He's getting in position. So he's kind of like, imagine a little like panther stalking into an area like, or a tiger. So he's slowly going. And then he goes 3, reclaim, 4, 5, okay? So this is the kind of the preparation phase. Special rules. Both are incredibly important, incredibly thematic, and very, very, very key to understanding the theme and the mechanics behind this game and how they merge together to get this guy really unlocked. First of all, Ally of the Beasts. Your presence may move with the beast. So every single time a beast moves, and you can move beasts yourself, of course, but in any other event, if beasts move, you can move your presence, okay, with them. So if it moves from a land with your presence goes with it. Baked into that, during the spirit phase, if you want to, you can replace one of your presence with a beast. Now, this replaced presence gets out of the game. There's absolutely no way you can bring that presence back. It's not technically destroyed in the usual sense. So thematically, you are shape-shifting. You are shape-shifting into a beast. You are so one with the beasts, you become a beast. Now, that doesn't mean mechanically this beast token has some presence baked into it. It doesn't. It's just a beast. So you replace your last presence, well, you're dead. Okay, it's still the same. So but your board state, your island may look very different from many other spirits. You may have 1, 2, 3 presence discs, really, but a lot more beasts on the board, which is really important for your innate powers. Now, we're going to very briefly start with this one here, Frenzied Assault. Look at this as a last-ditch effort, okay? In a land where you have a beast, but your presence is at least within 1 away, you can basically throw that beast at the invaders, okay? Do 2 damage, cause a fear, but kill the beast in the process. And then if you trigger the last one, you do 1 more damage and 1 more fear. This is not a lot, but sometimes it's just enough to get rid of that last annoying city or town or couple of invaders, a couple of explorers. This also can generate some fear as well, but you lose a beast. So this is a sort of like, do I really want to use this? Last-ditch effort. This, however, Ranging Hunt is the key to this spirit. If there was a spirit, if some spirits are very, very tied in to their innate powers. I think Rising Heat of Stone and Sand, the last spirit we spoke about, very tied in with his special rule and innate power. This is another one, really, really key innate power. It enables you to gather a beast into a land. In that same land, depending upon how many beasts you've already got prepared, in addition to the one that you gather. This is the preparation stage. This is the ambushing stage of the spirit. You have to prepare ahead. So you have to put beasts into that land, maybe pull one in if you want to as well. You have to have presence nearby or in that land, of at least range 1, and then you do damage per beast in that land. And that's in the fast phase. That's before the invaders do anything. So this is your ability to deal with a ravaging land. Because you do not have a classical defense, you have to then get rid of those invaders before they do anything. And then after you've done the damage, you can move your beast to other lands, or move to another land where you need it next. So you set up the next ambush. This is so key. Now, very interestingly, you'll see that both the top and the bottom are animals, okay? But you still have to go in this order. So you gather first into that land. Then if you triggered this, you do damage per beast. And then you push from that land that you gathered 1 into up to 2 away. So it's a way to ultimately, at the very end, move 2 beasts to another land. But you're doing more damage potentially by 1 in the land you've already got beasts set up. However, huge negative, you cannot target a blighted land. Blight is your absolute nemesis as Sharp Fangs Behind the Leaves. You hate Blight. Interesting, from the Branch and Claw expansion, both the spirits there hate Blight. This one really hates Blight. If you have an island which is blighted, you are next to screwed. Okay? Now, themed cards. I mean, this is honestly so beautifully themed. Each one of his cards is so beautifully themed. You may realize yourself that if you have an area where you have a number of beasts and this is your main way to do damage, you may not have loads of damage. You may have a mild to moderate amount of damage, so you can deal with an explorer or 2, maybe a town or 2, but if you have a large built-up area, you will struggle to deal with it. This card helps you. Really, really helps you. Prey on the Builders is your skip build. It's very conditional. You have to first be in that land with your presence. You then have to have a beast in that land, and it enables you to maybe draw one in if you don't have it. It's 1 cost in the fast phase, and then it will stop the build. So it can help generate the Frenzied Assault as well, but it's a very situational card. What a brilliant thematic diagram. The builders are here, the beasts are like, you ain't building nothing. Brilliant. The next one here, actually one of my favorite cards. I think it's very subtle, but very brilliant. This is basically your card to say, look, a land is going to explore into. I don't want to have to deal with it in the build and then the Ravage phase. I want to have a break. This is your way of saying, I'm just going to kill whatever explorer pops up. Now, obviously, as adversary levels go up, this is maybe less impactful. But certainly, with a no adversary game, this is a brilliant card. Helps generate your ranging hunt. It's a 0 cost, slow, from a jungle. You have to have a presence in a jungle, and then you can target something at least up to 1 range away. You just kill that explorer and you generate a fear. This is your way of saying, you're not going to do anything. I don't want to deal with anything. Any explorer, get away. This one, Teeth Gleam from the Darkness. I mean, look at it. Can you imagine that coming up, all these guys coming up when you're camping by the river somewhere or in the forest or something? I mean, that would be enough to scare the poopies off of everybody, I think. Look at that, just this baboon alone. I mean, goodness gracious. Again, from a jungle, makes sense, coming from a jungle. Your presence has to be there. Targeting a land, 1 away, 1 cost, can generate your ranging hunt and helps a little bit with your Frenzied Assault. You cannot target a blighted land. It generates 1 fear. It can add a beast. You can grow a beast. Or, if the invaders are there and the beasts are in that land, 3 fear. This is your flexing fear card. So the card before was 1 fear. This is potentially 3 fear. Base is 1 fear. So there you got 2 fear or 4 fear. And then the final one, Terrifying Chase. I love this card. Honestly, possibly the best movement card in the game, especially in the unique phase. You get to push 2 explorers or towns or Dahans. It's very versatile. For 1 cost, you get to... Yeah, and look, Sharp Fangs is incorporating himself into these pumas and panthers. It's brilliant, like urging this guy, just saying, come on, go this way. Corralling him to move that way. But it's very flexible. But then if you have beasts in that land, you can move per beast another one of either 2 explorers or 2 towns or 2 Dahan. So if you have like a land full of explorers and towns, you could move all of them if you had like just 2 beasts or something in that land. And then if you moved any invaders, 2 fear. Brilliant card. This is a card which, if you have, for example, an issue with a land and you want to just you don't know how to deal with it, you can move things off of that land. If you had an issue, for example, where you picked up a defense card but you wanted to move Dahan into a land to help, you could do that. If you had an issue where you had stuff in one land but you had all your beasts in another right next to it, well, you can move this stuff into the land with the beasts and then you can do your ranging hunt in that land. This is a very, very flexible, brilliant card. Act in the slow phase. So there's a lot of preparation, there's a lot of stopping things happening, there's a lot of adding of beasts and fear, a lot of movement, and then stopping a build. But the main source of damage, nothing here damages. The main source of damage is your ranging hunts. That's where it comes from, a little bit from here. So you are lying in wait, preparing your trap. You're waiting. And then when the time is right, you strike. So, let's give this a go, shall we? We're going to go into our random game, board H, I don't know if that's good or not, and Sharp Fangs. Let's go. Okay, so in this setup, we are going into the highest numbered jungle, we add a beast, but the beast token from the setup is in the lowest numbered land without other setup. So here we have an option. Do we want to put the presence on this land or on this land? Now in this instance, because this land here can affect this mountain, obviously itself, and this wetland, what can this do? This can affect exactly those same, but also this wetland, this sands, but not the top 2. So I actually am going to place the presence in this land here. Okay? And it's going to explore into the mountains. Oh, that's a shame. I should have put it there then. So we already have some choices to make. There is a Dahan here. Can we use that to our advantage? Maybe, maybe not. What we don't like is that there's blight in this jungle. We don't like that. We hate blight. Remember, we hate blight. Okay? We do not do well with blight. So we are immediately thinking, how do we deal with this land? We already have a beast there. So if we can position ourselves such that the beast here can do damage, the right amount of damage, and then maybe go here and stop anything happening here, are we winning? We could be winning. So how do we go about doing that? So the tricky thing is, from the very get-go, you have decisions to make. If you want to trigger Ranging Hunt in the very, very beginning of the game, because you can play 2 cards, you can do that if you uncover the top track here. Now, if you can't, if you intend to play one of these cards, but you still want to trigger Ranging Hunt but without the damage, fine. But you have choices to make. So you immediately might go down this option and say, okay, this is great, but I want to have the flexibility to play 3 cards such that I can trigger maybe Ranging Hunt or other cards when I want to. The top track enables you to play Ranging Hunt potentially with just 2 cards because you need an extra animal. So it gives you that animal straight away. So it's a good problem to have, because you have to think which one works for me. Now, I kind of vary. I go top, bottom, or whatever. And again, this is not a mechanics kind of demonstration. But you do have to think about this. And I'm trying to give the idea that in the very, very first turn, you almost always have to really consider what you're going to do. You don't have standard defense. You do not have blight removal. Things can get out of hand very quickly, and you may not be able to catch up. So your first few turns are probably going to take you more time to figure out what you want to do if it's not very clearly apparent than in most other spirits. Okay, remember, you are trying to set up you are trying to set up the damage that you're intending to do, right? So remember that, okay? So I think I have an idea of triggering Ranging Hunt. Actually, do I want to do that? So what I'm thinking is the next turn I want to kill things off. Maybe in this land. Am I going to be able to achieve that? I have a beast here already. If I shifted this into here, moved them into here, this then becomes a bit of an issue at a later stage. Or do I want to shift these into here? Add more beasts. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? So we could stop this from building. Then this will build. We could potentially trigger Ranging Hunt. Move things into this land. Oh, it's tricky, isn't it? Okay, first things first, let's add presence. And I'm going to add presence, I think, from the top track. And then I'm going to pick a power card. Let's see what we pick up. All right, okay, so here I can remove a blight. So if this were to blight, I can get rid of it. It gives me my animal and plant, and I quite like that. This enables me to push something now to stop it from being an issue. I kind of like that too. Now, it's not on element. It kind of is. But that could be really helpful, because then I could stop this from becoming an issue, put it into there, and then prepare everything here so that I can blitz this in a future turn. All right, let's do that, shall we? Should we do that? Yeah, I think we'll do that. I do really like this option. I really do like this option as well. But hopefully we're not going to have to make use of this. Let's go with this one. Okay. So we are going to play this card. Now the question is, do we want to turn this into a beast? I think we do. So now we're going to shapeshift into a beast here. And we are going to technically, I could... Right, we're going to do this, and then we're going to... So we've triggered the Ranging Hunt movement, so we can move things into here. So what I want to do now is I'm going to stop there being a follow-up explore in either this wetland or this wetland. This sands won't be that much of a difference, a problem. This sands will be a problem. And the jungles I could maybe deal with. Okay, so if the follow-up explorer is jungles or wetlands, okay, we're relatively happy because we've played this card. If it's sands, it's less impactful, shall we say. All right, let's do that. So we're going to play this on this card here. We're going to push one of these into here. Okay. And then we're going to Ranging Hunt, and we're going to draw this into here. Okay. Now we're not moving, or are we moving a presence? Could move a presence. I'm just thinking here. Where do I want to add things in the following turn? Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll move... Sorry. I think I will move this presence. So Ranging Hunt, drag this in here, move this presence, and then we're going to not push anything further. Okay. So what we did there is we triggered this Ranging Hunt in that order without doing any damage. Okay? And hopefully you can see what I'm trying to set up. Wetlands! Great. Okay. Okay. So now I can target this in this land here. I can get rid of this explorer. There's no point doing this because there's already a town here. So I'll get rid of this one. And there we go. Okay. Now we're going to trigger Ranging Hunt. And we're going to do that by opening up this option here, which gives us the second plant. And we just need a plant, an animal, and then one more animal. And that's what we're going to be able to achieve. Okay? So... and we should hopefully be able to deal with this as well. I think I can see the option for this. Maybe? No, because I need to be in that land. Oh, no, I can see it. I can see it. I can see a line here. I can see a line. All right. And then the beast will still be in this land, hopefully. Okay, I can see it. Right, okay, so we're going to add a presence from the top track, and we're going to add it into probably, I think, this land again. And then we're going to gain a power card, because we always want to be seeing what else we can do. So this is interesting. I could gain an energy if I played this card. Don't really like it that much. Invaders do not build is always interesting, but it's from a sacred site. And then this is a fast card which can help move a problem out from an area that I just don't want to deal with. So I like them, but none of them are particularly brilliant. I think I'm going to go with Visions. I'm never going to be able to really generate the town one here. I could push Dahan. That could be helpful. Am I going to generate many sacred sites? Maybe, maybe not. This is another build skip, potentially, but I have to target a land with Dahan. You know what? This could come in handy. This could come in handy. I mean, this could come in handy this turn. I mean, maybe not. I love it. 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 Let's say this one. Okay. What we're going to try and do is we're going to play Teeth Gleam. Okay. And then we need one more animal card. And I think I'm going to do this one. I was going to do this one, but I realized this is going to build a city, and I really don't want to deal with a city. So I'm going to do it this way. Okay, let's go. So, oh, hold on, before I do that, I'm going to shapeshift this into a beast, I think. Yeah. And then we're going to play. So now we're going to do ranging hunt in here. We're going to pull. Now remember, this is ravaging, and this is going to be a problem. But look, we're going to pull this into here. Then we're going to do 4 damage and kill everything in this land. Are we going to move this presence? No, because we want to trigger this. So we're going to keep that there. And then it kills everything in this land. And then we get to push our beasts. Now we're going to push one into here. And we're going to push the other one into here because we want to deal with this in a future turn. Okay? We're also going to move our presence into that land. So you see that we use the special ability in multiple ways to shapeshift already and to move it. Now I'm going to stop this from building. Okay? And I can drag one more beast. Okay? Explore 1 range away. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. In that land, so choose a land with a disease. In that land, 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to beasts. Oh, okay. So if I could have killed this off, that would have been great. Okay. 1 fear per land with invaders where the Dahan outnumber towns and cities. Ah, that's nothing. And they're exploring into the sands. Okay. So. Now we get to say, where do we want to add a beast to? So, we want to deal with this, but we probably want to go there, deal with that as well. But we're going to probably move our beasts into there. So we probably want to put a beast into here, okay? Because we're going to want to deal with this eventually. So we'll do that. We'll put a beast in there, okay? Now we're going to, let's think about this. We want to probably kill this off because it's going to ravage. Now, in order to do that, I need to generate an animal, and a plant. Okay? Now, I will not have the ability to do this unless I draw a power card. Now, if I draw a power card and I don't get the right one, I have to reclaim as well. So the question is, do I reclaim and add presence, or do I draw a power and add presence? Or do I go for this one? And if I get it, I add presence. And if I don't, I have to do this. Those are the kind of options you've got here. Now, with a reclaim, you can obviously get all your cards back, but you prevent yourself from getting an extra energy, which sometimes is really helpful because you're losing an energy. So we're going to gain 1. We can still only play 2 cards. This should be okay. This should be a safe time, I think, to reclaim. I'm going to do that. Am I going to do that? Yeah, I'm going to do that because I'm still going to gain a power card and see what I got. So I wouldn't have got an animal and a plant, but I do like a defense. Always good to have a defense, especially in a game where you're lacking any defense to begin with. So we're going to do that too. Okay. And then we're going to add presence. And now we're going to add presence into... Now here's the question. Do we go from bottom track? Do you know, I think we do. I think we're going to go bottom track so we can open up this 3rd card play. I do like the opening here of the 2nd. Am I going to be able to play 3 cards the following turn? I might be able to. Let's do it. Okay, now I'm going to play cards so I can trigger ranging hunt. So I need a plant, animal, and animal. Okay, so immediately I'm thinking this one because it's 0 cost, and it's a really nice little card, and it can get rid of any other explore in around here. That's pretty good. That's pretty decent. So we'll play that one. I also could play this one because it adds beasts, and I do need beasts in this land. So do I want to do that? And I'm also setting up for the following turn potentially here. However, what I could also do is I could push an explorer. I can't do that. I could drag that into there. So I'll play this, which will solve this land. And I think that's it. Oh, that is what I want to do, right? Yeah. So bear with me, and I think this is what we're going to do. So now we're going to shapeshift this And we're going to finish playing. We're then going to... Oh, I can't. Of course I can't, because I don't have presence 1 away. Well, the way around this is to not add presence into this land. Fine. So when we add presence, we're not going to add it into this land. We're actually going to add our presence into this land. We've done the transformation already. And now we can play, what was it? This one and Call to Isolation. Great. Okay. So now we're going to draw this into here and Ranging Hunt here. So we could drag this beast, but we're not going to because I like it being where it is. And we're going to finish gathering. We're then going to kill everything here before it does damage. Then we're going to push these beasts off to another land. Now, the question is, where do I want to push them off to? Okay, so I'm going to push one of them into here in case this doubles up. Okay, I'm going to push one of them into here so I have a beast already there. And I'm going to push the other one into, I think, this land here. Because when I gather it, I will be able to gather my presence as well. Okay. I then can move one of my discs, and I think I'm going to move my disc into here in case I need to get into either of these lands. Okay. After the first successful build. There isn't going to be a build. On each board, push up to 2 explorers or a town from a land with a beast. Okay, well, I don't have any. By the way, have you noticed that we've created a pocket? We've already created a pocket. We are like turn 2 or turn 3 in this game, and we've created a little pocket. Remember we spoke about pockets? I'm saying pockets a lot. You do kind of want to do this with Sharp Fangs. You want to create a situation where the invaders are all in one land, or you can do something just in that one land. So it says push up to. I don't want to push anything out of this land. What's ravaging? I suppose if I move this into here, this will ravage and kill this off. Okay, fair enough. Let's do that. Because this is going to ravage and kill this off. 2 fear per land with Dahan and a city. I don't have that. And let's see what this fear is. Each player removes 1 from a land. Oh, okay. Okay. So they ravage and nothing. They build nowhere. And they're going to explore into... There you go. That's why I put that there. But of course, it's not going to build because I created a pocket. I created this pocket. So I didn't actually need to do that at all. But, you know, whatever. It happened. Now I can kill something off 1 range away. So I might as well kill this off, right? Because there's nothing else I can target. And we're focusing completely on this land now. All right? Now, can we actually kill off this land? Yes, I think we can in the fast phase. So I think we've now won the game. Because all we need to do is add presence. We were going to play 3 cards, but it really kind of doesn't matter. We can put it into there. And then we can... you gain energy, gain a power card. It really doesn't matter because what you'll see is... Oh, this is great. You can add another beast token. Fantastic. Now, that is 2 away. So I can't actually do that in the fast phase. And honestly, it actually doesn't really matter what I pick. So let's just pick this, okay? Because what we're going to do now is we're going to trigger Ranging Hunt. So we're playing this card. And we need to then trigger 1 more, okay? And what we're going to trigger is... Who cares? It really doesn't matter. Okay? So now we morph our spirit presence into a beast. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to use Ranging Hunt because we set it up. That's why we put the beast into there previously because we knew this would be a problem. But look how many beasts we've got, and look how little presence we have. Okay, it really doesn't matter what we do. I don't care really right now because none of this matters. Let's put that there, but it doesn't matter. My Ranging Hunt is all I want to do. So here I'm going to pull in this beast and this, and I'm going to do 3 damage and kill this off, and I win the game. Okay, so then I can push these out, and let's just make them have The beast pretty much in every land. There you go. And I'll push my presence into here, this area here. Go on. There we go. So, I hope it has made some sense to you, okay? You are trying to set up. It's almost like you know where you need to be. You know that you can do something, and the beasts are angry, but they need to get into position first. It's like, you know, a good sniper or a good, well, beast, right? It's a good hunt is one where you are in position. And look, we knocked off all the invaders. I mean, this is the power of this guy, but you see a lot of this happen early. If you allow the game to build up too much, if you allow the invaders to take hold too much, then, you know, that's not a win. You're not going to come back from that very easily. So you really, really have to plan ahead. And as ambush predators go, if you get into the mind of this spirit and you really think, okay, I need to be there. How do I get there? How do I position? And you could see so much of the game relied on that very almost initial first turn. How I played that, obviously what cards I drafted, that always helps as well. But you can play this spirit with just his unique cards. It's going to be a bit more difficult, but you can do that. But you know, all you're really trying to do is trigger that innate. You could see I didn't trigger the right innate at all. It was just the left one, just the ranging hunt. And it was so important. Even just the movement, not always just the damage, but the movement of the beast, where we're going to go to next in order to place our presence, the shape-shifting ability. Oh, I love this spirit. So I hope this has really helped you guys. I hope it's made sense from a thematic point of view. So just really, every time you pick up this spirit, just think, okay, I need to be in that land. I'm stalking these invaders. I need to be there. I need to be present and wait for my time. Is it my time yet? Is it my time yet? It's my time. And then you pounce. Okay, well, thanks for joining in, guys. Thanks for joining in and tuning into this video, and I hope you found it helpful and entertaining. Keep writing some comments, please, because it's not only just wonderful to read them and to see people enjoying the actual series, but also if there are any kind of constructive criticism and so on, I really take everything you say to heart, and I always am trying to improve. Just bear with me as we continue to improve, and I continue to learn more about the editing and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, I hope you keep enjoying this game. Save the island, and in the process, hopefully save the Dahan. Keep spiriting, guys, and good luck, and God bless. And one final thing before we go, a little clue about potentially next week's spirit. So, something to leave you thinking about, okay? This spirit is seen as maybe a slow build-up spirit. It's considered to be slow moving and perhaps a little bit overcosted, but you can't argue with his immense power once he gets going. I hope that gives you a little bit of something to think about. Tune in next week. Good luck and God bless, and keep spiriting.